this is my very limited understanding of stress. It causes cortisol. Talk me through that. And then I have this other question that I wanted to ask you about the contagion of stress. If I am stressed and Jack is sat over there, will Jack feel my stress?
So let's talk about stress and the main highway of stress in the brain and the body. It is the HPA axis. H stands for hypothalamus, P stands for pituitary gland, A stands for the adrenal glands. The hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, mouthful. But the H and P part of the axis is in your brain, and the A part of the axis is above your kidneys, the adrenal glands. And that is the information highway that is responsible for our stress response. It's all of the things that we talked about, the fight or flight response. It makes our heart beat. It makes, it does all sorts of stuff. The amygdala works in that HPA axis as well, and other parts of the brain, the prefrontal cortex, etc. So when you have that experience of stress, and this we're talking about acute stress, this is what is happening to you. Your brain and your body are syncing up and reacting. There's a cascade of hormones that happens in the body, and that is what you feel as, wow, I'm stressed. Or like you describe, this discomfort or familiar feeling of like, wait a second, I know what this is. It's that thing that I have when I'm under pressure or under situations that are tense. And that is the stress response. And that is essentially what is happening to our bodies when we are feeling that fight or flight syndrome. Unfortunately, what often happens with the amygdala is that while it is helping with this fight or flight syndrome and the HPA axis, it, with chronic stress, does not shut off. And that is the problem.
So those hormones are just flowing through that highway all the time.
And cortisol is our stress hormone, and it's all part of that as well, because cortisol surges during, adrenaline, noradrenaline, all of these hormones are working through our bodies and surging through our bloodstream. Cortisol is also a stress hormone. And so when we have chronically elevated levels of cortisol, all sorts of badness can happen.
Is stress contagious? Because I was on Google and I typed in, is stress contagious?